Let's talk about security now. At least 600 inmates escaped in a jailbreak in Nigeria's capital city, officials said Wednesday, blaming the attack on Islamic extremist rebels. About 300 have been recaptured. Authorities said there are, however, concerns that there may be a security implication for nearby countries, including Ghana. So what should the country agencies, security agencies, be doing at this moment to avoid the crisis? Joining me via Zoom is Dr. Adam Bona. He's a security analyst. I'm grateful for your time, Mr. Adam Bona. What does this mean? I mean, considering the fact that this is not the first time we've seen this within a short space, what does this mean for our security, especially as we know that many of them will find their way here?
Oh, yes. Good morning, Aisha and your colleagues and viewers. Well, what it means for the country is that we might experience some level of some increase in terms of crimes in this country. If you remember, between 2020, 2021, right up to December 2021, we started recording, some levels of, crime, very violent crimes, including Adedempo. We had bullion van robberies. We had very, daylight robberies of, call them mobile money joints, forex bureaus, and go back and check. Around the same time, there were a good number of jailbreaks in Nigeria. And some of us started talking about it, that there was the need for us to tighten security here. Fortunately for us, fast forward, it looks like some of them ended up actually in our territory with what the police, working with the police, with what I know, I think some of them might have ended up in our territory. And probably, fortunately for us, the new police administration managed to either capture some of them and then kill some of them too. And the rest of them have had to flee. And they are in pursuit of some of them. If you look at, the patterns of crime and the nature, the way they, orchestrate it, the Ghanaian, the pattern, what we know, and then what usually happens in Nigeria, there are a lot of differences or differentials. And so the moment you begin to record some levels of crime and a certain pattern, then you know that it looks like these people would have been here. And so we need to be on high alert. We need to watch out there. And probably our state authorities would have to double up their efforts, Aisha.
Doc, there's been warnings recently in Ghana, for instance, that we should actually be on guard because there's terrorism alert. Now, what does this mean? What should the security couples be focusing on at this critical moment?
I think what they need to be focusing on at this critical moment, I'm sure, is to be looking around the border areas, looking at areas where you have a lot of, our neighbors from Nigeria are staying. We have a lot of them staying around the central region in terms of, Kaswa and its environs. So we know where they stay. What I have also recommended in the past is to get our security or our state agencies responsible for making sure we are safe, to start working in collaboration with the leadership of the Nigerian community in this country. The state has not empowered them enough. And so you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry who is a Nigerian just walks into the country, and probably the state doesn't know the person is here. Their community leaders are not also aware they are here. So some of us have recommended that if you have the Igbo community, they have a whole chief, a big king or so who is in Ghana. You take the Yoruba, they have various, leaders. So the state should start working with them, empowering them, so that if you have such a jailbreak and you came in, because you are supposed to register your presence with your leaders, it will be easy for them the leaders to liaise also with their communities in Nigeria to know this guy who has come, these are his details. Because you see, there's been some names that have been published of jailbreakers in Nigeria. I've seen it, bundled around. Anyone who works, within the security setup will tell you that most criminals don't use their real names. You would have the face, but the real name would be different. Even if you go to Islam prison, go to the other prisons, regional prisons in this country, most prisoners who are in there are using aliases, and therefore it's difficult to say if the person is called maybe Kwesi Mensah, and you put Kwesi Mensah, chances are that when you arrest a Kwesi Mensah, that could be the guy who you are looking for as a jailbreaker. No. So we need to go behind the scene, use a very unconventional means of trying to identify these people in case they find their way here, because then it is easy for them to be here because our culture and that of Nigeria, I mean, we are closely related. So, I mean, they would want to be here. And some of them, like I said, looking at a certain pattern between 2020 and the end of, 2021, where crime rates, shot up, went up. When you read the pattern, when you analyze it, you notice that no, it looks like some of them found their way here. And if you talk closely with the police, they will tell you that, yes, we are looking for so and so. We have arrested some, we have gone down some, and even trying to sometimes collaborate with their counterparts in Nigeria sometimes, there's some difficulty. So I think that we need to be doing better and also encouraging the citizens, the border communities. How do they identify someone who is using unapproved routes? As we speak, I'm not aware if the other West African, our close neighbors have opened their borders, but we have opened ours. If they haven't opened theirs and someone is using unapproved routes, how can they identify and say that this person could be one of the jihadists or one of the criminals who broke jail in Nigeria and probably he's coming into our territory? So a lot of education must go on. A lot of information must be out there within the country and around the peripherals, around the borders. This is something we should be doing, and especially working with the Nigerian community in Ghana, because they are a key factor. You can't discount them. But we must work with their leaders. If we cannot work with their leaders, then we are working in a vacuum. I haven't seen any. I know there has been some engagement, but I would say let's go beyond the unofficial engagement and see how, if a law would have to be passed to empower them, so that, because you know what, Nigeria is becoming a failed state. If Nigeria, touch wood, becomes worse than it's becoming, you can't stop our Nigerian brothers and sisters from coming. But what do we do to ensure that it is only the good ones who are coming? We would have to put in a lot of measures to make sure when they are come, they do what is right, and then we live peacefully as a people in this country.
Dr. Adam Bona, I'm grateful for your time. He's a security analyst, and he's been sharing some thoughts on how Ghana can check and ensure our security is intact with news that there's a jailbreak in Nigeria. Now.